Hey, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, the views, subscribes, comments, the donations, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we're going to see what the message that Spirit has for us. I felt like somebody was asking someone, are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want to do? Are you positive? I think you should think about this again. And someone is like so kind of full of themselves at that time. They're kind of like, no, I'm good, I'm good. Someone's like, oh, are you sure? The song that I'm hearing in my head is, you a hoe, you know you a hoe. You rock 3 different freaks after every show. You a hoe, you know you a hoe. How do you know? 'Cause I told you so. I feel like somebody is regretting the day that they got with somebody. They married somebody. They tried to make a hoe a housewife. Bottom of the deck. 6 of Pentacles. I feel like somebody was given to somebody and they knew they shouldn't have. Like somebody was kind of flashy with their money, And whenever you see a stray cat and you give that stray cat, you feed that stray cat, and that stray cat's gonna come back every single day because they know where they getting their food at. I feel like somebody was dealing with a stray cat. They know they shouldn't have been trying to give somebody something. Their intuition told them. Their intuition told them. I feel like possibly a parental figure or somebody above them, had a title, told them, because that person even knew and had called judgment on this person, had said, listen, Linda, this ain't what you want to do. Listen, Henry, this ain't what you want to do. That ain't what you want to do. Hey, Ayana. But somebody felt like they was like super suave, Dr. Charming, like they really cared for this person, but they didn't really care for him. They just was they wanted to beat out. They wanted to beat everybody out. There was like several suitors and they wanted to show up to be the best. Hey, behaving goals. Hey, Demita. Because somebody was holding something close to their chest. They wasn't telling somebody something. And now this person is like upset, trying to figure out why they did this. What was it all for? Because, maybe somebody they was like in a family way, and they were trying to do what was right for, how somebody back in the day, this is not now, of course, but back in the day, when somebody would get somebody else pregnant, they would say, well, I'm gonna make them an honest woman. I feel like it was kind of like that. Yeah, like somebody was young, you know, and they wanted to do what was best, and they felt like that they was gonna, this was gonna be the best thing for them, and they'd be okay. They'd make it so that they made an honest woman of somebody, like they was fulfilling, or making their parents proud or something like that. Like, I'm standing up and I'm taking responsibility for my actions. I'm going to take care of mine. only to find out that that person never loved them. Never loved them at all. Hey, Wingseer, how are you? This person feels like a fool because I feel like they asked somebody for their hand or made this offer without really looking at everything. Yeah, because somebody was trying to talk to them. Somebody was like, man, listen here, man. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You could just like somebody was trying to talk some sense into somebody, but they didn't want to come out and say, she a hoe. So they was trying to be gentle with it, but they was trying to say it. Hey, Shaylin. Now this person is in regret, and they're wondering why they just didn't walk away long time ago. Had they walked away, they feel like their life wouldn't have turned out anything like this. Yes, because they feel like, what, this person has ruined their life. That's how they feel. They feel like this person was some type of belonged to some type of cult, some type of witchy, warlocky type of cult, group, coven. Because for a long time, this person has not been happy. For a long time, this person has been feeling the pain that they felt like they really didn't deserve. And it was only because of their money, only because they would provide a good life. They had a good job, they had steady income, they had this, they had that. Hey, Josie. Hey, High Priestess, how are you? And now it's like time was gone. This person has learned some lessons. They've learned some lessons. They've closed some doors. They've ended some chapters. And this person, it's almost like they expected things to get worse. They did, because it's almost like this person that they got with, was really the devil. And this person was willing to do anything to get their way. Hey, Donna, how are you? Hey, Nurse Oasis, hello, how are you? Yeah, somebody they're looking for, they wanna get out of these rough waters, because they realize that, what, they had their hand in doing some things too. When we are around the wrong people, we don't actually save them. We allow them to pull us down to their level. And I kind of feel like that's what happened. Because at some point, somebody got tired of trying to fight these attacks. They got tired. And I feel like they were just like ready to give up. They had all this pressure on them. It was like they got tired of fighting. Somebody was trying to attack them over and over and over again, and they still had so much pressure. This person, it's almost like they try to decide, I feel like this would be like an attorney. Did they want to get divorced? When was the best time to get divorced? Did they want to do this? When was, like they had to make up their mind about certain things. I feel like something about, I feel like this has to do with the Sagittarius and a Leo. Yeah. And I feel like they feel like they should have left this Leo single. Because this person really understands now that they really should have investigated and looked a little bit closer to what was going on with this Queen of Wands. You know, they should have did their homework. They should have asked for, I'm feeling like, some test results. Because then had they asked for those test results, they would have got the information they needed. They would have been able to heal their life, and they would have been able to defend themselves and protect themselves, as opposed to, having a life that was attack after attack after attack, because somebody sure enough lied to them. They sure enough lied, and they just now finding out the truth. Just finding out the truth. Hey, Saida, how are you? Yeah, and the truth of the matter was, somebody had a whole lot of lovers. Somebody had a whole lot of dangalangs, swang-a-langing around them. That was the truth. And this person found out that somebody may have been in a motherly way, but it wasn't their child. Damn. And now that this, life has progressed, say this person has, matured, and things have gone on, it's like that something is coming back around. Something is coming back around. But you know what? Not only is something coming back around, but it's almost like they got themselves in a position where they're stuck, like they signed the birth certificate or something like that. But you know what? Somebody told them the truth. Somebody was like, that ain't yours. That ain't yours. That ain't your child. Like, they like, listen, you don't have blue eyes. You don't have blonde hair. You're not 6 foot something. You're not this, you're not that. You Asian, you this, you that, you 5'2". How could this be your child? Like, somebody just, like I said, they was trying to win at all costs. They wanted to win. They wanted to be seen as the best thing out there, strutting this stuff. And they did. They were seen as that with the town home. Now somebody's wishing that they hadn't moved forward, that they hadn't rushed forward and trying to to provide somebody with this happy home life. They wish they would have put on the motherfucking brakes, and they would have found out, because they would have asked some questions. They would have asked, I need to see some proof. But they didn't. Hey, Angelique. Hey, Marletta. How are you, sweetie? Yeah. Because, see, I feel like they would have made a different choice. They were really interested in somebody who was truly an empress, and that was the one. But, they had listened to somebody, and somebody said, there could have been, uh, it like they had, invested their time, or invested, you know what I'm saying? That type of invested. And so then somebody wanted just to step up to the plate. They didn't want to be looked at as no loser, as no bum. But they didn't check it out to see if that was truly their family. If that was truly somebody that they needed to be paying for. Hey, Evangeline, how are you? Yeah, now this is coming out. Something about Somebody had this plan or something. These secrets are coming out because somebody had a plan. Somebody had this plan. Like I said, somebody was in a motherly way, and they had this plan. Hey, Jazzy Jazz, how are you? They wanted to get with this player, but the player has some money, had a nice life, possibly came from a nice family. And so then somebody said, you know what? Oh, guess what? Oh, we're going to be a family. We got to work together on this, on to find out. This wasn't theirs to work together with. Somebody just wanted to have a family. They didn't want to raise nobody by themselves. And now somebody is starting to see how they sacrifice themselves. They was trying to do the right thing, but they did the right thing with the wrong person. I don't know why that Houdini song came to me. You a hoe. You know you a hoe. You rock 3 different freaks after every show. You a hoe. You know you a hoe. How do you know? 'Cause I told you so. Yeah. What's the message? Thank you. Yeah. And somebody is finding out they was dealing with nothing but a hoe. They shocked. And it's too late for them to do anything. They already stuck. They have already sacrificed themselves. There ain't shit that they could do. Nothing. Damn. That's too damn bad. That's too damn bad. Yeah, somebody said they should have planned a little bit better. They feel like they should have ran the opposite way. They should have said, no, you what? You pregnant? Congratulations. Who the daddy? It ain't me. I know it ain't me. As many numbers that you had, I know it ain't me. There's too many. What else, Spirit? Damn. What's the message? And and that kind of stuff happened back then because, like they used to say, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Because it was expensive to do like DNA testing because they really didn't have DNA testing. So there's a whole lot of people that's family that ain't really even family. You hear about that one person, that the one wife, and she married and she get pregnant all of a sudden, and all the other kids look like this, but that one kid look like, damn, you look like my best friend, or damn, you look just like the milkman. Damn, you look like the guy from the corner store. Confirmation. Hey, Heavenly One. How are you, sweetie? Yeah, they failed to realize somebody had a whole bunch of wing-a-ling-a-lang-a-lang-a-lang-a-jang-a-lings. A bunch of them. And now somebody see that, you know what, that was not their child. This is somebody's mama, but it wasn't their child's mama. I feel like I feel like this person finally decided to ask for some type of DNA test. And the truth has come out. The truth has finally come out. Because I feel like they finally followed their own intuition. But I feel like, you know what? I kind of feel like with this Hierophant card, that may have been like somebody's parent that was saying, hey, wait a minute. Listen. I know that you want to do the right thing. I know that you care for this person, but you need to care for yourself. Are you sure? And somebody was like, no, they was just so busy trying to, get in there, see how they can get some or whatever. And, because They was in their young years and they was, doing all this kissing and smooching and seeing what they could do. And back then somebody was sexy as hell. Back then. Now they're looking at this person like, hell no. What the hell I think was sexy about that shit? But back then, somebody was sexy. They was fine. They was fine. And they had all the ninjas with a hard R after them. They was like walking down the street, watching ladies go by watching you. That kind of shit. Somebody was, she had it going on. She had it going on. And they was like, yeah, I'm going to get that. And she was like, looking at somebody's pocket like, I'm going to get that too. Yeah. I feel like somebody was already with child, but was kind of holding that in. They wasn't showing. So they was like, I could just be like, Tyrone, guess what, baby? And Tyrone wanted to do the right thing. Tyrone wanted to do the right thing because he found out that somebody was with child. I'm telling you, I feel like it was a Leo and a Sagittarius. Somebody wanted to do the right thing by these kids, and I feel like it was that person's ego and pride. But now, as things is coming out, and kids is grown and shit, and looking at the kids and like, damn, you really don't look like me. You ain't got none of my mannerisms. I ain't got horns like that. Where you get them horns from? Confirmation. Like, damn, this is kind of weird, don't you think? Hold on a second, my neighbor. Hold on a second. I just saw. Hold on, anything. Yeah. So, and it's like, and somebody else was just trying to do this. They didn't want to raise no kids by themselves. Nothing. What's up? I mean, what's the message, Spirit? I'm thinking about my neighbor. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Yeah. See, there was something about somebody's future. Something about somebody's future, like this person could almost see, because I feel like this was a witchy type of person, a witchy type of woman, and she could see that somebody was going to have a very bright future, and so she was sitting here trying to plan it, like, okay, well, like, how you count, well, like, if you have kids, hey, Marletta, how are you? If you have kids, and somebody was like, counting the months. And it was like, okay, one of those types of things. Like, okay, well, we got together. It was the 23rd, but me and Otis, we was together on the 23rd, but me and Gerald was together on the 25th. But me and Tyrone was together on the 22nd and the 26th. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a ninja by his toe. If he holler, I ain't letting him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You better call Tyrone. Hey, Tyrone. Guess what, boo? You win the contest. Look at me. Don't you want all of this? You win the contest, baby. Tyrone's like, yes, in your face, back then. But now, I don't feel like they feel like that. Hold on a second. Yeah, something about, I'm telling you, somebody's doing some investigation on this Sagittarius. So they trying to find something out about this Sagittarius. Like they kind of feel that ain't theirs. Like I said, somebody kind of feel that no, my family didn't look like that. No, we didn't look like that. But see, somebody put themselves in a situation where it's too late. They didn't already sign the birth certificate. They didn't already raise them. They didn't already put them through college. They didn't already pay for the wedding. They didn't already did all this and all that. It's too late for all that shit. But I feel like somebody want to find. They about to find out. Woo! Lord have mercy. They about to find out. And they're going to find out that wasn't ever their child. That wasn't their gift. That was somebody else's gift. But that wasn't theirs. Damn. They said, this person was with everybody that was single. But they knew that this emperor had a nice job, was going to have a nice life. This was the one that was ready to step up to the plate and do the damn thing. Only to find out the emperor didn't have to. This was not his responsibility. Yeah. But she sure did some shit on him. She was like, if you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, baby, let me know. Ow. Yes. Somebody was doing it. But see, I'm telling you, somebody had said to do the math. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. And they did the math. And so I feel like, with that, somebody was saying that the baby was premature. That was a full-term ass baby. Talking about the baby premature. That baby came out 14 and a half pounds, 24 inches long. That ain't no damn preemie. Shit, that's damn near as big as the parent. And they was confused. They was trying to, like, I did the right thing, but they was confused, like, damn, you sure that's a preemie? Because I got to hold this child with two hands. I'm like, ugh. And this a newbie. This a newborn baby. It's like, that baby like, already born, just born drinking 2 bottles and shit. That was no damn preemie. Shit. What's the message, spirit? Hold on, let me see what my neighbor. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, what's the message, spirit? What's the message? Hold on. Let me just say something. Just as long as it ain't another damn dog. All right. Sorry, y'all. What's the message? What is the message? Yes, honey. Somebody finally is going in and they doing some homework. They researching them some shit. They are researching some shit. And they finding out, like they didn't even see this. They didn't really look at the clues. This is why somebody was like, damn, this is why, they was so tired. They always felt like they was under attack. There was all this extra burden and shit. Somebody's like, oh my gosh, they're so stressed out. They feel like they gave up their happiness for a lie. It was somebody's lie and it was their life. Ain't that something? What's the message? What is the message? Let me see if that was my neighbor. Nope. What's the message? Oh, good Lord. Oh my goodness. She would not let me come to the hospital the day she had her. And plus, she claimed she was out with her brother one night with his wife, but it was 11 p.m. at night. Well, whatever time, it could have been 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This can happen all day long. It ain't got to be just at night. You know what I'm saying? That may have been when they was wrapping it up. Not wrapping it up, but finish it. That type of wrapping it up. What's the message? What's the message, Spirit? Good Lord. Yeah. They know. They are upset because I feel like somebody's about to get these results back. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. They about to get these results back. And they are so upset. Because they feel like, you know what? Now they understand that somebody just like, that just like the money that they had, now it's coming to them. Everything is kind of coming clear. You know what I'm saying? When you find out that that's not your child. What's that song? There's a song about that. I don't know the words. I don't even know how it goes. I just remember there was something like that. What's the message? Yes, honey. Because they said, you know what? They didn't even check shit out. He got his sword down. He wasn't even looking at nothing. He was just kind of like being all lackadaisical or whatever. But now I feel like because he felt like somebody was doing the right thing. He was trying to he thought that it was going to be a wish fulfillment, that, oh yeah, I'm going to have these kids and stuff. And now he like, damn, I moved too fast. I went ahead and did this too soon, because now somebody realized they was just being immature. They was just doing some shit. They wasn't really checking no shit out. What else, Spirit? They wasn't checking nothing out at all, except for somebody's booty. That's about it. Let that be a let. But it's too late now, because like I said, somebody done already did all the shit. They at the last part of their life now. And they just now checking shit out. They should have checked that shit out 40 years ago. At least they would have saved on some damn money. It still would have been the same, hurt is going to be hurt. But at least they would have knew better which way to take their life. Because this person was just somebody who was just using them. Need I say any more? No. But I'm going to, because y'all know me. Y'all know I ain't finished talking just yet. And plus, we about to clock this tea, baby. We about to clock this tea. Damn. What else, Spirit? What else? Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. So give it to me, baby. Damn. How that song Super Freak go? She's a very kinky girl. That song, yeah. The kind you don't take home to mother. And she will never let your spirits down. Ow! Once you get her off them streets. Oh, okay. She like the boys in the bed. Uh-oh. She said that I'm her all-time favorite. Uh-oh. Ooh. What's the message? Ooh, y'all better be thankful I can't sing, because I would have sang every single reading. Damn. What's the message, Spirit? That girl is pretty kinky. Girl's a super freak. The kind of girl you read about. Do It magazines. Somebody got them a stripper. Oh, sorry, y'all. Nothing against strippers. We ain't clocking that type of tea. But this one, Somebody said they should have left her ass alone. They should have stayed by them damn self. I'm telling you, because they daddy tried to tell them. They daddy was like, listen. You can't smell that when she come in the room. We ain't been to the fish market. We ain't cooking no beans don't burn in the kitchen, fish don't fry on the grill. We ain't cooking that shit. This is, you better be careful with this one. I'm telling you, somebody there that was like, son, slow your roll. Hi, who is that? Let me see. It's S and what the hell? I can't read this shit. Let me see. Hold on. Sneak pokey. Oh, wait. Yes, thank you. Woo! Somebody's daddy said it because they knew it. They felt it in their heart. They said, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. She ain't just 7 months pregnant. You see how big that damn belly is? Listen to that baby when that baby cry. That baby don't cry like a newborn. That baby's like, Baba. They like, kids don't grow up, don't come out the womb, talk about some Baba. They was like, look how much you gotta feed this one. Shit. What's the message? Hold on. Oh, okay. Let me see. All right. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Somebody told them. Somebody said it the truth. Somebody said the truth, but they didn't want to listen. I bet you they're gonna listen next life. I bet you they're gonna listen the next life. They're gonna listen. They're gonna check shit out. They're gonna learn. They're gonna do some extra homework. They was like, I only sent out 3 investigators. Let me send 1 more. What else, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Nope. But the truth is coming out. Just like the freaks come out at night. The truth is coming out during the daytime. Hello. What's the message, Spirit? There's that Sagittarius. What they saying about going to find out the truth about this Sagittarius. Because somebody did not believe this Leo. They had their doubts about the Leo. Woo! Y'all. And especially when it came to this child, they just somebody just this Leo just was like, hey, my child need a daddy. And I think you're gonna do just fine. Don't worry about what the real daddy look like. Don't worry about all that. And now somebody is upset that they gave this person their whole, they feel like they wasted their whole family life on this person. Like they should have been family with somebody else, because I feel like this person really, really liked somebody else, that was really into somebody else. But then, this witch was like, I know Tyrone ain't thinking about getting with Helen. Watch this. Tyrone, guess what? We about to be parents. And so he couldn't go back to Helen and be like, oh, damn, you know what, Helen, I want to get with you, but so-and-so over here is having my child. Because Helen was going to be like, oh, hell to the no. This is back in the day. They ain't do that shit. Now somebody's seeing they should have went ahead and closed that chapter and walked away. They should have congratulated that bitch and walked the fuck away. Because it was somebody had planned this, and it's like they was together for a while. They was trying to work together for a while. I'm telling you, on this family, they was trying to do it for a while, but somebody couldn't do it anymore. They couldn't do it anymore. I feel like it was the Leo that always had to be front and center, that always had to be this and always had to be that, like I have to be the best, only to find out that wasn't even his, and I feel like his family was holding back, saying, "This ain't even your shit. Leave that bitch." But they was trying to be cool. They was trying to be cool, Hey, how are you, Latasha? They was trying to be cool. Hey, Addie, how are you? So they, but they knew something was funny. When they looked at that baby, that said that they, especially that mama, was like, "That ain't my baby's baby. I can tell you that. That ain't, we don't have hair like that. And you ain't got no hair like that. Your eyes, we ain't got no blue eyes. You ain't even got blue eyes. Somebody told them they was moving too fast. Now somebody see they shouldn't have moved at all. They should have just stopped. But yes, indeed, they was just being single. Somebody was already in the family, in a motherly way, and wanted to get somebody caught up, wanted to put somebody on lockdown. And so that's when she said, guess what? Guess what we about to be? And so he was ready to step up to the role, and, step up to the plate and do the role. But he didn't realize that somebody else was the daddy, the real daddy. And she really liked that person, but that person didn't really like her. Yeah, now the truth is about to come out because somebody picked up that sword and they did some investigating. The answer's getting ready to happen. You're going to be surprised. Damn. And they just sitting here waiting. They waiting. You know what? They may even be planning on I don't know why I'm feeling like somebody might be planning on trying to take somebody to court or something for the money, the back child support, or not the back child support, but all that money that they put into her. Yeah. Because somebody was working hard. They worked hard to do this. Wow. Hey J Mike, I had just said I was just gonna do a little 15-20 minute, shit. Not with all this shit. Not with all this. I'm telling you, because somebody finding out the truth, somebody finding out that somebody was lying like a motherfucker. Lying. We talking expensive Persian rug line. Just lying for the sake of lying. Hello, lying for the sake of lying. If this person was determined, lying and determined to win at all costs, just for the sake of lying, to be lying, just and didn't care that to heal the situation, didn't care to come clean, didn't care none of that. They just wanted what they wanted. They were like, you know what, I don't care, and then like I said, this person didn't even really love this person. They just wanted this nice life. They just wanted to be, they was just out there doing their witchy shit. Rick James and sang about all that shit. All of it. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Yes, demonic for real. What? Wings here? I'm sorry. What's the message, Spirit? Oops, there we go. Yep. I feel like there was some communication that's getting ready to come in. There is some communication that's getting ready. It's an email, it's a letter, it's something, and it's just going to floor somebody. They're going to find out that, no, you are not the daddy. This is that Maury Povich shit. You know, what was that? The other one where they would run off the stage crying. Yeah. Somebody's going to find out that, you know, there was something about somebody else. They really liked. They was in love with somebody else for the longest. There was somebody else they wanted to be with for the longest. That's what the information is coming in, is that it's somebody else's child. Somebody else had the pleasure of putting that seed up in there. You know, and they knew it. She knew it. Talking about the baby was born premature. No, you was already pregnant. You was already pregnant. And who she was pregnant by was like, oh, the real daddy was like, well, congratulations, but you know what? I'm off to college. I'm off to the service. I'm moving. I'm moving to Canada. I'm moving to the Philippines. I'm moving to Thailand. And left and went and got with somebody else. That's when she had to come up with this plan. That's when she had to come up with this plan with this man with this money. That's when she was like, you know, and yes, like I said, and had this child or these children. Damn. You old sneaky hoe, you sneakily. Oh, hey, you old sneaky hoe. I shouldn't be calling nobody a hoe. You old sneaky bitch, you. Just kidding. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Good Lord. Anything else from this deck? Anything else from this deck? Hi, one, you know, Brazy. I'm good. Oh my goodness. Anything else in this deck? No? Okay. Yep. But somebody, you know, the whole topic of conversation is that wangy wang. The wangy wang. Let me see. We're going to pull a few from this deck. Exploration. Let's see. Yeah, because she was sitting here thinking about, you know, I wonder if I can talk Tyrone into believing this bullshit I'm about to feed him. But somebody's family said, hey, you better exercise some caution. I'm not trying to say no. I'm just saying I don't believe. I'm not saying it ain't for real. I'm just saying, you know, you just need to do your little homework here. Somebody's about to find out that they was deceived in the past in a big, major way. A big, this family way. Okay? This witch was just trying to trap somebody into being a family. And like I said, they got themselves in a position that they sacrificed their entire life for somebody else. And it ain't even theirs. And now they're gonna find out the truth. They're gonna just accept the truth so that they know for sure What's what? This person finally decided that it's time. They really wanted to know. It's time. They really wanted to know what was going on. Confirmation, because they said, I'm sorry. None of my family genes look like this. Not even the genes from this dad, the dad's side, the mama side, this, that, and yeah, I could see you and somebody else genes, but yeah, I'm telling you, the answer is going to come out. The answer is going to come out. Somebody's going to have that clarity. Somebody's going to get the clarity and the healing that they actually need. And that's whenever they're going to find out this Leo was in the dark arts. This is a dark high priestess. And all she wanted was this money. She didn't care how much what's the word I'm looking for? Pressure. She didn't care how much pressure she put on somebody. She just wanted somebody to support her or her kids. She didn't care how much pressure they put on her. Somebody, I'm telling you, somebody said they needed to do so somebody's getting an investigator and they doing some digging. They finding out the truth. Yeah. Then it's taking somebody some courage, but they're going to have to find out, what's really going on. And this person said, you know what? When they find out the truth that somebody actually got with somebody else, they're going to go ahead and just end some shit. Because I feel like this person feels like they've been through enough. Because they feel like they've been tricked. And had they really known, they would have never got with this person. See, this person is old now. You know what I'm saying? They thinking about how their life could have been totally different had they known the truth. But now, they're going to put an end to some shit. Because like I said, it's been too long. They took on too much. They done paid for school, weddings, cars, grandkids, all that shit. They didn't pay for all that shit. But they're about to get some justice, though. The justice is knowing, who really does belong to them, I feel like. But it's almost like the one that, but I feel like this person is about to get some justice in the fact of maybe actually even being with the person that they wanted to really be with. This is that the 4 cups. I mean, the 9 of cups. Sorry. The 9 of cups, that wish fulfillment of actually being with the person that they actually wanted to be. Okay, we back. Yeah. I feel like, this person, their wish fulfillment, they really love somebody else. That was their wish fulfillment, that they wanted to be with somebody else. But you know what? They ended up having to leave. They left somebody to go towards the devil. That's when you need to check shit out. Confirmation. That's when you need to check some shit out. And now this person is being logical. They're really thinking about some stuff and they're about to find out the damn truth. They doing something. They really looking at shit in the eye. And they about to find out the truth. And the truth was there was always some type of conflict there. And the reason there was always some type of like this person, they couldn't really chastise a child. They couldn't really do this to the child. They couldn't really do that to the child, But for the children that was theirs, they could rip them the motherfuckers to shreds. But that one child, they better treat that child special. If not, then that witch was going to get him. And now somebody's starting to wake up, they want to be diplomatic. They want to be diplomatic. But I feel like they still want to, be fair to the child, Well, it's not even a child, it's a grown-ass adult now. They still want to be fair to the adult and, which they would, even though this is a very hard thing to have to go through. They never thought that they would have to go through this shit, ever, But they are so curious as to what the answer is going to be, as to what the message is going to be for this test result. They really, and then they sitting here thinking about, whenever they find out, they feel like when they find out the truth about this right now, they're not really sure, and they allow themselves to believe this shit that wasn't even true. But when they find out, I feel like they're going to turn things around, or something's going to happen quickly. Something's going to happen quickly. Like they're going to, with this, they're going to find out. They're going to tell this person, that, hey, I know you was with so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, him and his 3 brothers and their cousin and possibly the daddy and the grandfather and then the Smith family and then the Rogers family and then the Black family, and then this family, and I know you was. But see, they don't want to really do that because then they're afraid that somebody's going to be like, well, and you saying that to say what? Plus they know that, they wouldn't feel good about that, bringing it all up, even though they be pissed as hell, but they know somebody just wanted to get with them for their money. They was already in a family way. Just wanted to get with for their money. Yup. Whoa. That old cootie strikes again, boy. I'm telling you. I don't know what it feel like because I got my own, but damn, that cootie strikes again. Shit. Yeah. Somebody know they should have been a little bit wiser. I feel like this person feels like they should have listened to their parent. When their parent told them a long time ago, they should have listened to their parent. Because their parent was trying to tell them, hey, be careful. Think about it now. Balance some shit out. Are you sure? Okay, so even if this is, you ain't got to do all this and then. Now this person is thinking, had they been a little bit more determined to find out the truth, they would have had victory. They would have been able to be with the person they wanted to be with. And that person was like the apple of their eye. But instead, they got with the hoe. She a hoe. She a hoe. She rocked 3 different freaks after every show. She a hoe. She a hoe. How do you know? Because I told you so. See, somebody's dad, when they was trying to warn them, was too nice. They was like, well, son, I'm not trying to say no. I'm not trying to say nothing about it. But I'm just saying, what the dad should have said was, that's a hoe. That's a hoe. Put her out there on Fifth Street. That's a damn hoe. Give her a dime. Watch her come home with $500. Trust me on this one. Trust me. You think that she needs your money? She don't need your money. She knows how to work that shit. I didn't seen her. They didn't have the stripper poles back then. I didn't seen her go up and down a tree just using her ass cheeks. Trust me, son. Trust me. What's the master spirit? Hey, Arabian Princess 888, how are you? Oh, sweetie, you know what? Everything that goes around comes right back around. Okay? Just give it some time. You just do you, be the best you, be the most successful you can be, and watch that shit come back around. Okay? And we can't sit there and say somebody else ruined our life, because that means that we gave them power. So we also took part in that, okay? But I'm praying for you. Me and Mr. J Mike. We praying for you. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Anything else? Yeah. Something about the truth is getting ready to come out quickly. It's coming. You know? And somebody is just trying to be as diplomatic as possible. As diplomatic as possible. But I'm telling you, somebody really wanted to be with somebody else. But see, they couldn't, because somebody wanted to put an end to that relationship. They wanted to be with somebody else because they really cared for somebody else. They ain't care for this old Jezebel. They did not care for that Jezebel. All right. And Arabian Princess, did you see that J Mike had posted something for you? Look in the comments, okay? What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? What's the message? See, they agreed to not tell you about money. And that's just how they wanted your money, or whoever's money this was. That's all they wanted was the money, because they didn't want to have to raise somebody else's child poor. They didn't want somebody else's child to be poor. That's why they said, well, we're not going to tell you about this. You know, their mama was probably in on it too. Their mama was like, well, you know, I don't know. Hi, Letitia. How are you, sweetie? What is the message, Spirit? That's right. What you say? Money, money, money. Get a fucking job. Right. Told you. Somebody just wanted to be. Now they're looking like a whole clown. Now they're looking like a whole clown. You know? They're looking like a liar, a clown, like they living in the area code 304. And they can't hide this shit. You know, because the older that child was getting, the less and less they was looking like it was part of that family, you know, a part of the emperor's family. And, you know, I feel like this mama is sending the supposed to be daddy some messages, and they just leaving that shit on red. Okay? This is somebody that was always in their in somebody else's business. That's the type of person that was always in somebody else's personal business, trying to find out what kind of trash and dirt they could find on somebody else, because they didn't want nobody else to know that they was a hoe. And see, they just wanted somebody who had a title or some status. And now this person is being haunted by the past. They could have had one of their family members come back and say, I told you, didn't I tell you? But see, right now, this person may be receiving some spiritual protection. They may be receiving some spiritual protection. And that's just to make sure that they understand the truth before they leave this earth. Because I'm telling you, somebody done put a whole lot of money in. And it's not even like, and I feel like this is the type of mama that would have him mistreat his biological children just so that person could treat the one who ain't even his biological child like a queen or a king, only because the mama, who was the promiscuous one, you know, feeling rejected by the real daddy, yeah, put on some pressure. They had to cut ties with the entire coven. Mm-hmm. And this emperor's passed over loved ones, archangels, angel guides, family members, they spiritually cutting somebody. They yes, and see, somebody dug a deep hole, and we ain't talking about her coochie. Somebody's stressed. They hoping that you stressed, but you're not. They are. But I'm telling you, somebody is sweating bullets because them test results is getting ready to come. Yeah, somebody finally woke the fuck up. And had that person not betrayed them, they would have never gotten on this journey. Mm-hmm. That whole plan fell apart. Somebody was not an empress. Not at all. Not at all. Ooh. And, it's like almost like there was a group of men trying to destroy and attack a woman, because I feel like they wasn't trying to really go after the woman. They was like trying to get that woman to shut up and get out their life, because everybody was like, I don't know if it's mine. I don't know if it's yours. I don't know if it's his. I don't know. Well, I heard it was my Uncle Johnny's. And no, that was like, your Uncle Johnny. I heard it was my Uncle Dave. What? No. I heard it was so-and-so from down the street. You talking about Radio Raheem? Yeah, him. Something about a star seed. What else? Anything else? We don't know who the daddy is, but we just know who the daddy ain't. The one who been paying all that damn money, that ain't the daddy. We know who the mama is. We definitely know who the mama is. She living in the area code 304. She a bona fide 100% pure D. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Yes, honey. I'm going to leave it right there. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, honey, this was some tea tonight. Come on through, Houdini. What else? Come on through, Rick James. What other songs? Damn. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it right there. It is 7:40. I'm getting ready to go to bed. All right, Shaylin, thank you. Thank you so very much. Yes. All right, y'all. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you in the morning. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Let's all pray for each other's protection. Let's all pray for each other to have everything that we possibly want and need. And let's all pray for each of us to have the clarity and the true answers come to us with whatever it is that we need in our lives, okay? All right, y'all. I love you all. Good night.